Root cause analysis. You know what the problem is, but you cannot solve it. The 5 why technique will allow you quickly dissect the problem and reveal its underlying cause. So in this video, we're going to look at the why analysis or 5 why analysis, one of the root cause analysis tool to identify the root cause. So what is root cause analysis? So root cause analysis is a systematic process for identifying the root cause of a problem or an event. Root cause analysis examines the highest level of problem to identify the root cause. So why do we need to perform this root cause analysis? So the purpose of root cause analysis is to find out what happened, why it happened, and determine what changes that we need to make sure that this problem will not occur in future. Most organizations mistakenly use the term root cause to identify the one main cause, that is the conventional approach, but focusing on a single cause can limit the solution set, resulting in the exclusion of viable solutions. Root cause analysis is about digging beneath the surface of a problem, identifying multiple root causes so that we can shift our focus from singular root cause to the multiple root cause which could affect the problem, so that we can apply multiple control as well. So the 3 most problem solving steps in any root cause analysis are: first is the define. What is the problem all about? Define the issue by the impact to the overall goal. People often disagree over how to define the problem. You can get alignment when the problem is defined by the impact to the goal. Next is the analyze phase. Why did it happen? Here you will break down the problem into a visual map. Use a cause map provided through a thorough explanation of all the causes required to produce the problem. Next is the solve phase. What will be done? Here you prevent or mitigate any negative impact to the goal by selecting the best solutions. Effective solutions should change how people execute the work process. One of the very popular statements that is given by Edward Hornet: if you don't ask right questions, you don't get right answers. A question asked in right way often points to its own answer. Initial response is usually the symptom and not the root cause of the problem. That is why the root cause analysis is very useful and productive tool. Here there are several tools and techniques that are used in root cause analysis, which vary by nature of problems and industries. Another tool that we used here today is the why analysis or the 5 why analysis. Other tools include like Fishbone Diagram also, which is very prominent root cause analysis tool. Origin of 5 why technique. The 5 why technique was developed and fine-tuned within the Toyota Motor Corporations as one of the critical component of its problem-solving training. It was developed by Taiichi Ohno, a Japanese industrial, in 1930s. It became popular in 1970s and Toyota still uses it to solve problems. It is said that if you don't know how to ask the right questions, you discover nothing. That is why this 5 why technique is important to discovering the root cause analysis. So this 5 why technique is very simple. So when the problem occurs, you drill down into the root cause by asking why 5 times. Then when the countermeasures becomes apparent, you follow it to prevent the issues from reoccurring. By repeatedly asking the questions why 5 times, 5 is a good rule of thumb. You can peel away the layer of symptoms which can lead to the root cause of a problem. But it is not necessary that even at the 5th why you will always get the root cause. Sometimes you need to drill in down a little bit more to the 6th or the 7th why. Sometimes even at the 4th why you will get to the root cause. But here, if you are getting a root cause at the 2nd or the 3rd level, that may not be the root cause, that may just be the symptom of that root cause. So let us look at the typical flowchart in any root cause analysis tool. So we will start with first identifying the problem. It is said that the well-defined problem is half-resolved problem. Hence it is important to state the problem as clearly as possible. Whenever possible, define the problem in terms of requirements that are not being met. Once you have identified the problem, it is time to identify the cause of the problem by asking, why did this happen? Then you note them down or record it somewhere else. Then you will again, for each identified cause, why did this happen, and finally identified their cause. Now it is time to take a decision. Whether did you ask why 5 times or enough times to identify the actual root cause? If answer to this is yes, then probably find the solution to the root causes that you have identified, or if not, then probably you need to ask few more whys to come to the root cause of a problem. Here, then you finally end the flow chart. 5 why is a root cause analysis tool and not a problem solving tool. The outcome of a 5 why is one of the several root causes that ultimately identify the reason why the problem was originated. Let us look at one example here. So the problem statement says that this morning there was no coffee available. So we will use the root cause analysis 5 why technique here to arrive at the root cause of a problem. So the first question that we want to ask is that why there was no coffee. So the reply what I got was because I didn't buy coffee yesterday. So your next question will be based on the response you are getting for the first one. Okay, so why didn't you buy coffee yesterday? Because I forgot that I had used the last of the coffee yesterday morning. Okay, my next question will be based on my this response. So why did you forget that you had used last of the coffee yesterday? Because I had a very busy day and didn't make a note to myself to buy more coffee. Okay, why didn't you make a note to yourself? Because if I don't write it down immediately and I move on with my day and forgot. Okay, so why not write it down away? Because I'm bad at maintaining a list of things that I need from store. So here we are getting to the root cause that he is bad at maintaining a list of things from the store. So the precautionary step that he needs to take here is that he should start maintaining a list of things or make a checklist. So let us take another example here. My problem statement says that he crossed the red light. So we'll use this 5 why technique to arrive at the root cause of the problem. The first question that we're going to ask here is that why he crossed the red light. Because he was late for the work. Okay, why were you late for the work? Because he woke up late in the morning. Okay, why did he wake up late in the morning? Because he didn't have the alarm clock was not working. Okay, why was the alarm clock not working? Because he didn't check if it was working last night or not. Okay, why didn't he check last night? Because he forgot. So if the root cause that we're coming out here is that he forgot to check the alarm clock last night. Let us take another example. So my problem statement says that my car stopped and did not start. Okay, so we'll use this 5 why technique here. So we'll use the first question. Why your car stopped and did not start? Because my battery was dead. Okay, why your battery was dead? Because it did not charge. Okay, why your battery was not charging? Because my timing belt is slipping and is not causing my battery to be charged. Okay, why your timing belt is slipping? Because my timing belt is worn. Okay, why your timing belt is worn? Because I did not know that my belt was worn. Okay, why you did not know that your belt was worn? Because my last service was more than 1 year back and I'm not aware of it, that my belt is not working properly. The root cause that we are coming out here is that we need to maintain your car according to the recommended scheduled service. Had he done that, then he would have known that his timing belt is slipping and it could lead to the battery not being charged, which could ultimately lead to the car being stopped in the middle of a road. So that is all I have on this video on 5 why analysis. I hope you like it.